Good evening, everybody. Welcome back to our last game of the day in this best of 3 series between LGD.Forever Young versus Newbee. My name is Hades, all the way from Singapore, and my wonderful co-caster from Birmingham, Mr. PQMZ. Hello. Are you ready for this game theory, sir?
I am indeed.
Reserve time.
And we have a slightly different opening. First game of the series, we get to see Earth Spirit.
And this time, Newbee, they'll be the ones to take up the Sand King. In the previous 2 games, Afu taking up the Sand King, and this time Newbee's like, nope, don't want to deal with that anymore. And they actually go for the second pick, Disruptor, as well. So
10 seconds remaining.
okay, I mean, this should deter at least several picks, which might come into LGD's mind. But like you said, the opening is different. No surprise, we do see the Warlock ban after the previous game.
Reserve time.
Perfectly good reason and understandable why they are doing so. But Monkey King and Treant bans, I don't think we've seen Newbee play either of these heroes yet, have we?
No, they've been the same bans the entire series. Everything else has been moving game to game. But those 2 have been consistently banned. With good reason as well.
That's true. I mean, if you think about these bans, usually the first thing which comes to mind, I must admit, is IG, for example, because these are Boboka heroes. And Earth Spirit as well. You know, that's another Boboka hero. So, but then again, you know, it's good to see that in this meta where you have such good, or that it really rewards ganks these pots 4s. It's nice to see the Earth Spirit anyways. So, LGD actually cutting a lot into the bonus time, and they will finally pick up that Ursa pick.
Newbee's turn to ban.
I wonder why they think Ursa is the hero here. I do not like this hero into Disruptor and an instant stun at all.
10 seconds remaining.
Well, it's probably too good to give away, and since they have the second pick, they probably didn't want to risk giving away to Newbee again. Maybe you see.
Then you just ban it, right?
Yeah, I mean, Mugi's Ursa though, at game 1, that was some sick stuff. Like, he remained on top of the net worth consistently above, most of the time above KP's Enigma, and we're talking about Enigma who spent a lot of time farming with a Midas. So I guess in its own way, that's, you know, that's an achievement. So okay, Omni Knight ban again. Damn, I was really hoping to see some Omni Knight, like, at least today.
Newbee's turn to ban.
Oh, it's a really smart ban when you have heroes like Disruptor that kind of rely on their magic usage, and you can just repel the glimpse, which makes the hero way easier to deal with.
10 seconds remaining.
I like the Terrorblade ban too. Makes good sense, especially since Terrorblade Sunder can be such a bitch at times. When you think you got to get the kill, and just that 1 split second he turns it around and you're just screwed. But alright, so Newbee should be looking to ban other heroes. I'm not surprised if, you know, they ban out the Slaughter. I remember, like, Slaughter used to be pretty much a first phase ban, but it's the second phase, you know, never, better late than never. So, especially if you
Teams just don't like the hero anymore.
I mean, there weren't any changes to him, right? It's not like there were any nerfs.
He did get nerfed, but I can't remember exactly what happened. The core of the hero is still good, don't get me wrong, but I think teams have just swayed away from it. I don't necessarily think it's with good reason, but not being a player at this point, it's like it's really hard to know exactly why without a load of games of good reasons. And I can't really recall any.
Newbee's turn to
Alright,
pick.
so Silencer ban. Okay, this is strange. But hold on, then again, we might be in for a treat. It could be the SC Storm Spirit. It is one of his trademark heroes. You take out the Silencer, it could be that.
The Silence is just a good ban in general, though. Ursa's a hero that wants to ideally get clean initiations, similar to like Batrider, Silencer, that kind of stuff. Because at the moment, Newbee have 2 very teamfight heavy heroes, and Silencer just cuts through that. And he's flexible enough to be run as a core and a support.
So, okay, do you think either of these teams need to revise the way they're drafting? Because, I mean, I guess Newbee, their heroes are a bit different. LFY actually will go back for the Visage pick.
Turn to pick.
Repeat of game 1, perhaps?
Well, they obviously like the hero. And one of the most important things with Ursa is You like giving your
10
support
seconds
something when
remaining.
you're moving around, taking Roshan, killing heroes and not
5
farming.
seconds remaining.
And Visage is one of the better supports at doing that. Gives you the ability to scale into the game,
Reserve time.
and it also gives you a lot of lockdown. Some people just don't rate the birds as highly.
They do have quite a bit of annoying stuns, at
Dire
least,
team
with the
pick.
Familiar's part, and of course the Earthspirit Rock. But Newbee going back for the Darkseer pick. I'm looking forward to see KP show up with this hero. He needs to make up for that game too. But LFY, who do we see actually as an offlane, a potential offlane pick for them this game?
10 seconds remaining.
Bat Rider perhaps?
5
I think Bat
seconds
Rider, at least you
remaining.
can get it past the spin. Are we missing anyone else?
Reserve time.
I mean, we haven't seen Centaur in a bit as
Centaur
well.
maybe.
But we haven't seen it in a while, have we? Like, the hero's just kind of fallen off.
With what's left in the pool right now, unless I bring up the hero pool, which I will, what do we want as an offlaner?
I mean,
I don't
LFY
know.
heroes
I
could be a
don't think-
Nyx Assassin,
I
actually.
don't think. Yeah, that could work. I don't think they could pick something like Magnus or anything that's too greedy. They need an offlaner that can do something, unless they want to give that to their mid laner, which I doubt is the case. They can't even do any of like the really cheesy offlanes because Newbee already have their bases covered on that. They could go for something like Abaddon, which I don't think Chinese teams like that much. I could be wrong, but I don't see them pick it very often.
They actually tried it for a while. I mean, not LFY and Newbie, but LGD, VG Gaming. I know the IG
I know
squads.
VG love it.
Yeah, they
actually.
especially
remaining.
like VGJ, RTK. They love to give him the Abaddon.
5
Solar Crest
seconds
into a
remaining.
Radiance. Of course, the Midas before that. But oh, we haven't seen this hero in a while. It's going to be a
Newbees
Tide
turn
Hunter.
to ban.
Yuck.
Why?
I mean, there's a reason
Why?
we don't see this hero. He's like... You know those videos where they smash the watermelons
Mm-hmm.
with like
10
random
seconds
things? That's
remaining.
kind of what Tide is.
5
I don't know.
seconds remaining.
He's just a smashed up watermelon that no one wants to play anymore.
I think it's just his cooldown,
Reserve
man.
time.
Like, if you think about it, Void hasn't really picked up until like kind of recently. Nature's, so not Nature's, but NP. They picked up the Void. We haven't seen Void as well because, I mean, we both agreed before in previous cast that this meta does not it's not very friendly towards long cooldown spells. So Ravage is a very long cooldown. Like, looking at it right now, it's straight up 150
Dire team
seconds.
ban.
That's 2 minutes of downtime. What can you do? Unless you get like an Ags where you're constantly spitting water out. That's about it. But okay, I mean, I like to believe that this hero is still kind of hot. It used to be pretty much a staple of most drafts because of its reliable team
10
fight.
seconds
But
remaining.
I don't know, man. Okay, so Newbee taking out the Lina, they take out the Ember Spirit as well. TAA is still left in the pool actually for LFY, and I think that could be really big for them here. But they go back for the DK one more time.
Newbees turn
Yeah,
to
this makes a
pick.
bit of sense. I think the main reason they wanted the Tide was back when the Roshan pit was dire side favored and stuff, you would always want like one ginormous teamfight control to secure the Roche pit if you had
10
things like
seconds
Venge,
remaining.
TA, Ursa on your lineup. And in this situation, Newbee,
5
they had no
seconds
team fight from
remaining.
their previous 3 heroes, or very minimal amounts. And Tide just gives you this
Reserve time.
very easy to execute AoE that
10 seconds
gives you a lot of
remaining.
setup for Earth Spirit to then get more guaranteed use out of his spells. Visage gets his few nukes, etc. And Ursa gets to hit things, which is very important. So I think that's why they picked it, but I don't think the hero's like pickable right now, especially with like what Newbee have. Jug isn't actually good against Tide. They also got to last pick their carry, which they opted in for a very aloof one, being Slark, who's again very good against all of these heroes. So it's like the only one that gives you some kind of catch in the early game. And then they have these super aggressive off-lane support duo that sets up loads of kills. I don't know. I don't feel good for LGD right now.
Neither do I, because I'm thinking about the early synergy between the teams, especially if a Tide Hunter doesn't get like a good ultimate off and
10
super long
seconds
downtime.
remaining.
Darkseer, Juggernaut, and Slok alone, just these 3 heroes, they synergize really well together. Like a vacuum into an Omni Slash, and Ion Shell and Jug or Slark is really, really annoying to deal with. But, you know, who knows? LFY may be able to play against that with, I would say, somewhat equal team fight. Ravage into a Magnetize is never fun to play into. And of course, Ursa can take that very short time to just demolish one hero like Faith, the Disruptor. And so I would say it's really going to be a vision game here, especially for both teams. But do you favor any draft here going to this game 3?
I would bet my house on Newbee.
You bet your house on Newbee.
Mhm.
Alright guys, I hope you guys are looking forward to PQ being homeless for a while.
Well, I don't actually own a house, so
Dang.
I'm all good.
I mean, you could buy like one of those toy houses and that technically they'd be still counting it. You know, you're going to be technical about it.
Yeah, sure, why not? One of those doll houses? I don't know.
But those actually end up being really creepy. I mean, I'm not sure if you're a fan of horror movies, but you know, whenever you watch one of those, they always mostly involve a dollhouse.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of horrors. Mostly because they just jump scares make you uncomfortable. Very few of them are actually scary.
Prepare for battle.
You should try watching horror movies from Thailand. Now, those are the ones which make you go, shit.
When I want a horror movie, I want something that makes me question reality and genuinely makes me scared. And then I can't sleep at night, so it's just it's a bad experience all around.
Chat, get this guy some suggestions. Don't go with those American horror movies. I know those jump scares are like what you're talking about, or like Paranormal Activity those are bad. But some of the Thai horror movies or even the Korean ones, they're actually pretty bad, pretty badass. That's
I
what
might
meant.
look into that.
You could. Maybe even do a quick stream so we can see a reaction. But okay. So you said that you're good betting a Newbee for this, but just for entertainment value, I'm going to stick with LFY because, you know, I'm still rooting for the Tidehunter. It's been a long time since I've seen this hero. He's actually going to the top lane as the Slark will... It's a mid... Wait, what? It's a mid Slark.
Is this surprising, or...?
The last time I saw this playing was... TNC, basically T-He, who now plays on Geek Fam, he actually was pretty much the inventor of Slark mid, and he always made it work. Like, I would see him get solo kills on heroes like Invoke and all that, but hold on! First blood looks to be going the way here to Monet. Kaka taking a ton of damage. Kaka! First blood going away to DDC. Mugi not actually able to get the kill here, but he does get at least the bounty with Afu. That lightning strike will get them one kill, but Monet, he's going to contest this lane hard. He's gonna go with the Earth Shot, get the slow into Mugi, of course, with the nuke. Mugi, you're not running anywhere. Big Angry Bear gets himself one more kill.
Visage with level 1 soul assumption in early engagements, man. Initially, I was, when I saw Newbee pick their heroes, they had SCC on the jug, which would have made a bit more sense. But I think they revised their strategy a bit and realized that this was a very high chance play from Newbee, where they put these heroes in your safe lane, and you don't want to deal with that as a Slack. Your hero just doesn't contribute to this lane whatsoever, it just struggles. And instead you can basically free farm mid against a DK. So it's a win-win swap in my mind.
I would
obviously the first blood thing doesn't favor them, but
like, I was gonna agree with you, but until, like, you know, brief fire, the damage reduction can be annoying with CS part. You can see it takes it, and just like that, it's very hard for him to CS. And actually,
the Quelling Blade makes a big deal, though.
Yeah, it does.
Like,
no, I was gonna say
basically
like,
neutralizes it.
I mean, do you remember the old Tidehunter, like, it's called Leviathan, the way he even looked in Dota 1?
Yeah, roughly.
Okay, guys, don't judge me here. Don't judge me too much. I was really bad at Dota 1, so like I would for some reason go Battle Fury on Tidehunter. So
and loads of people did that.
Just to see him spin.
Yeah.
Oh, the roll here onto Mugi, but the double bar strike coming out from Kaka. And Afu is almost going down here. He should be dying here. One more racket from Mugi. And Monet with those swipes. Mugi, one more time. Go to the grave. And Monet says hi. Going for Kaka, but then now one more time. Another bar strike. And that even might be enough for the double. Kaka and Faith supports other view carries, and now he's gonna roll back into the party. Afu, very active game. He gets the kick. He needs one more right click. Won't be able to find it. Very active bottom lane.
I wish I had this back.
This is the nature of aggro lane, so Now the supports get to go Shrine.
I'll take your
Feels good.
Oh, look at KP being such a pain in the ass against this Tidehunter. I mean, yeah, he doesn't take that much damage because of the Kraken Shell, but still, hey, Iron Shell hurts quite a fair bit. KP might be forced to invest into a Magic Stick just for the Anchor Smash. It's gonna help him out just a fair bit. He actually TP'd back to the Shrine.
He could have stacked actually, but he activated the Shrine.
Takes a kick to the face, but looks like he'll be alright.
I'm actually surprised that the Darkseid doesn't have a bit more CS. I suppose his attack animation isn't the best.
Oh, he's actually going for a bottle. I guess if you're going to be looking to stealing bounty runes, this kind of thing, the bottle is an okay pick. It's not like horrible. Oh, SC needs to be careful.
You see this in like more contested lanes where you don't have the luxury of just iron shelling the wave and maybe getting 1 or 2 CS, where you're actually like contesting the lane one-on-one. Soaring isn't always as good. You need like another item to keep your health up when you're trading hits with a Tide.
Oh, Faith, they actually find himself the kill into Monet. Alpha to also go into the grave. Kaka has a burst strike in 1 second. Will he get the range for it? Yes, he will. DDC with these right clicks. Will he be dying here? I think he will. And Faith on a dominating streak. Ton of gold going his way.
Now they abandon that lane for sure. The Ursa's already TP top and the Tide's probably going to rotate to the jungle. They were really strong at like level 1, but Visage, he doesn't really scale that well with like extra levels, and Earth Spirit is, as VP pointed out at the major, a very, very bad hero in these kind of situations. He doesn't offer much damage, his stats are mediocre, and you'd normally think similar things to Disruptor, but he's actually leveling the Thunder Strike, so he's got a bit more damage. The kinetic field is a good form of control to allow the Jug to connect. And with this aggro lane going badly for LFY, it really puts a lot of pressure on their DK. If his rotations don't work out and he doesn't start hitting some towers, Newbee just get to play their pace of game, I think. He's the only one that can set the tempo, in conjunction with maybe the Earth Spirit. But Ursa needs catch-up time, Tide needs to get his ultimate, otherwise he's walking watermelon. And I know I'm hating on the hero a lot, but...
KP. They get the kill here into Monet. Sorry for missing that. No, I was just...
Detours.
I wanted to point out as well, like, SC, he's gone for a max pounce with Essence Shift build.
What?
Yeah, that's why I was like... But I didn't want to interrupt your point, so... What are your thoughts on this build? I don't think I've ever seen this. Like, even when he plays the Stark mid, he always maxes out the the Dark Pack, because for good reason, it's a good nuke, it helps you purge things off.
Okay, so my gut instinct would be, if I saw this in a pub, I would flame him. And I'm not joking, but I think what this says is that they want to play really active early because they deem LFY to like not have the tools they need, especially if how the lanes have gone. They're in a really strong position right now.
On the bar strike, they want to go into the Visage, into the wall, connecting to 2 heroes. That's a lot of damage. I'm just close the Sandstorm. Monet not going to be able to right-click anyone down. Faith has the glimpse. Where are you going, Monet? Where are you going? Down he goes, and boom! KP gets himself a double kill. Ton of gold going their way. He'll just Arcane Boots them back up, and... Alright.
Yeah, like, you see how hard his team's destroying them? He could use this to max out Dark Pack to go farm the jungle, do normal Slack things, or he could go for this build, which he's going to have to convince me with something, but it says he wants to fight, and normally when you max pounce, you look to get a lot of kills with it, because the cooldown scaling makes you a lot better at fighting. And the second point in Essence Shift actually means that your stacks last long enough to matter for something. I mean, I can see the logic. I'm yet to be sold.
Super, but hello, they found Kaka. No detection onto him. He's going to walk all the way, but the Dragon Tail from Super, and of course they kick him down. Goodbye, Kaka. Tanks the gank, and SC, he's going to be A-okay. But it's not like he was in any real danger, because, you know, he has to shadow dance. So, alright, but they're not relenting on this middle lane. They're going to keep the pressure up here. SC still just going to be farming right under his tower. No real danger. Bottom lane, however, they want to go into the Tidehunter. They have an Omni Slash, not yet. Now, of course, with the follow-up Barrel Strike, Tidehunter goes down to Moogie. And that will give him his level 6. And of course, he's going to complete his Ring of Aquila very soon. 11-4. This is the most active Chinese game I've had in months.
This is just like a stomp at the moment. Newbee is just getting like favorable trades in every lane, and except for the DK, no one's like able to show on a lane without dying. Ursa shows top, they take their supports there and zone him out or kill him with the Darkseer. Tide shows bottom, the supports go bottom, and
KP,
kill with the jug.
DDC, top lane, the slow comes on to him, but of course the TP's not going to come with the DK, but it's okay, the tower goes down. They get the kick from the Earth Spirit. Afu coming, of course, with the silence and the roll. He's going to be slowed up. Super wants that Dragon Tail. Has the surge, but with the nuke, that'll be more than enough, and they share the kill among themselves. So, alright, but I think bottom lane, that's also where it's an opening which says, okay guys, let's put some pressure. I have the Aquila, I have 6, let's take a tier 1.
Yeah. The Darkseer basically traded his life for the tower to not be denied, which I'm not so sure is worth it, but at the very least, it shows Newbee are willing to put like a lot of pressure. Like, he makes that dive really confidently because he doesn't feel like he's going to get punished.
Ooh. Good reflexes coming up from SC. The minute Super popped that dragon form, he immediately dark packed. And just as well, you know, Tidehunter was in the area. He has a Ravage. He's actually going for the Hooded Defiance first. No way he really gets towards those Arcane Boots. But we may see a smoke coming out. I know Sanking has a smoke. Yep, they will go for the triple smoke. Faith as well has level 6. We could see a really big static storm. Oh, the smoke already broke Kaka. The silence is onto him. But fighting under the shrine, not the best idea. They look very hesitant, not wanting to overcommit for this.
The Earth Spirit completely threw a wrench into that. They wanted to wrap around on the Tide and get the jump. With Static Storm, the hero has no response. Kraken Shell doesn't work. Instead, they don't get to push the tower, their smoke gets spoiled, and that's the first good thing for LFY this game. Because that would have been a really nice way to set their lead.
Moogie.
Like, it's already 3k, but
he wants to cut this fish up, of course, with the glimpse back into the Static Storm. No Ravage for you today, no siree. And down there he goes, big piece of sashimi for the whole Newbee. And that should be a tier 2. They go for the Omni Slash, they really want to kill him, but Faith, actually no surge up with the urn, he's gonna be okay. Of course, here comes Afu trying for the kick. Faith, jumps into his tail. And now, of course, with the epicenter committed, DDC will have to go down, not to mention the birds as well. And I think they should be able to bring Afu down and getting the silence into 2 heroes, but not into Moogie. Moogie steals the spin, of course, with the stun, they work in themselves with 1 more kill. Arcana's
and they find the DK.
Oh, DK. Slark has that ultimate. He's not too worried here, but the Ravage is coming in right now. They need to get out.
I mean, he can't just Ravage that, so they're super happy.
So they get a ton of TPs to the bottom lane. Monette now going to try and smoke into the Roche pit. This is risky, but at the same time, I think it might actually pay off for LFY.
They have to do something like this. How many kills was that? Was it 2 or 3? It was the Tide, Visage, and 1 more, right?
Earth Spirit also died.
Yeah, so it was 3 for nil trade.
3 for 1 actually.
They don't get the tower.
Disrupted died. Oh, Kaka, he's found Monette. He's gonna go with the Enrage, and that's gonna stall or pretty much cancel that Roche attempt. Kaka's still inside. He's gonna burst strike out, and everyone is here. With the Tidehunter making his way there as well, this could be, oh, he's too far away. Moogie's gonna spin to Super, and this is gonna stop them from doing the burst down. The glimpse back for Super. The dragon is still there, but Tidehunter's still walking in. He has a Ravage. Newbee needs to be very careful how to take this fight. The double kick on the rock comes out. The silence as well from Afu. Dragon Tail. Where's Tide? There's a Ravage now. Let's see. The Dark Bag into the Static Storm one more time. He's looking for the Ravage. He can't get out. Now he will use it, but only on the 2 heroes. Oh no, this is a disaster. That was not how they wanted to use that Ravage. And DDC, he's on the hunt for Fate, but he's under the tier 1 safety. So, Newbee, SC, of course, with the Healing Ward, they can go back in for more fights.
They've got Glimpse as well.
Oh, the Glimpse! And Newbee declare themselves the Dragon Slayers. They will find themselves one more Dragon Pelt to their inventory. And there will be a ton of kills going the way to Newbee. What a disaster for LFY.
Radiant's bottom tower.
Gets the tower denied at least.
Dire's middle tower has been denied.
You see why I don't like this watermelon. He waddles in. You pick him into one of the best counters of supports, knowingly that this could happen.
I'll take that.
And they're just getting punished so hard for it. Like, the Ursa doesn't have a blink because he got really screwed in the lanes. DK, you know, he doesn't go blink first item most of the time, but even so, he didn't have the best time in the lanes. And Earth Spirit can initiate to the same extent that, I don't know, the Sand King can. It just creates a lot of problems for them. And Newbee are doing a very good job of capitalizing on it. Normally you don't see people play Slark like this. He's very fight happy, and it's just showing. And Faith's also just being on top of the tide every single fight. It makes it so easy for his cause.
I think Newbee got very lucky as well when the Disruptor just happened to have this Static Storm off cooldown in 90 seconds, of course. And okay, for anyone who really questioned the Slark build, well, he almost has a Shadow Blade 13 minutes and a half in. He's second on the net worth. Mugi, no surprise that he's on top. They had a ton of kills bottom lane and almost a tier 1 tower. Bottom? No, it's still... okay, it's halfway there.
Just to point out, by the way, like, if Newbee didn't have Static Storm there, they wouldn't go for something like that, so...
Oh, middle lane, the Dragon Tail, they want to stun up the Sand King, but caught inside the kinetic field, and of course, oh, that stun connecting to off with the mech. It's going to be the Static Storm into the vacuum! Really big, but now they're just barely able to walk out. Dragon Knight damage. Let's see, he really wants the Dragon. He will find Fish over Dragon. Kick us onto him. He's going to purge it off. He needs to get out. Trying for the Shadow Helmet, but no, the Anchor Smash will finish him off. So that's a big kill.
Welcome to the abyss.
Pretty
That's
big.
the first good trade.
It was
And
the
as
first actual favorable trade, 2 for 1.
Yeah, as far as teamfights go, that's their
Dire's
first
bottom
good trade.
tower is under attack.
And they didn't use Ravage, which is a big bonus for them.
I'll take your tribute.
They aren't able to claim anything off it though, which is unfortunate. And did they lose both birds? Yeah, they did. That also sucks.
Well, Tide on the bright side, he gets to climb the net worth a bit more. Ursa's still extremely far behind. Yes, he did complete the Vlads, but I think the key thing for an Ursa this game is he really wants, you know, an Aegis, which he hasn't been able to get. Newbee have been very, very strict in denying him that privilege.
Yeah, the one time he smoked in, Kaka knew exactly what was going on, and like, if you're Ursa this game and you don't have an Aegis, you want like Blink, BKB, and like a Basher. And he's just too poor to have even one of those. It's not a fun situation.
Get the silence and the kick onto him. Super still follow up with the Dragon Tail with the nuke, immediately taking out Kaka. Mugi still has that healing ward up on the high ground, so the Golden Kitty gonna keep him alive. They put a ward there, so they have great vision outside the pit. But they need a good vacuum out from KP. Super's just chasing him away. They're so close to taking the rush out. Now the Static Storm, nowhere to go. On his side, you need to vacuum him out, but the silence of Mafu. Now the Ravage will come out, landing on 2 heroes. He's really gonna dodge that, but the vacuum is so where's the follow-up? No more. Vintage will now buy back out. Nothing else can do. This Titan's illusion not doing that much actually, and the Slark, because the Sentry is there, he will not be able to get out from this. He has the Shadow, the Shadow Dance, but he won't be able to get out. And now LFY, they find themselves a huge opening.
I think Newbee just felt a bit too big for their boots, and with how the fight was positioned, they weren't
Radiant's middle tower
easily getting the back into Static Storm they wanted. And despite Newbee's huge deficit, they do actually have good team fight.
Yes, they will get the Aegis. Now the big epicenter for Kaka, the burst strike, and they will find Super as well. Now the Rock's gonna come out. Doesn't really connect clip into Mugi, but now they want to chase. They have the burst strike in 3 seconds. Faith glimpse also off in 3 seconds with the surge. They're gonna look for some kills now. Can they find the double burrow here? Maybe, perhaps. I don't think so. The vacuum back. Oh, misses it. Bit of miscommunication over there, but it's okay. They will find themselves that kill. And now the glimpse back. Tide Hunter, where are you running, friend? He will get the kitty for 75 gold. That's a nice consolation prize. But in between 4 heroes, Newbee like seafood. Here
Big
comes
Fish
Small Fish.
is
Eaten up. Small Fish eats Big Fish.
Rode you down.
delicious.
And Kaka looking for a bit more. Doesn't know that the birds are there. Big team banner. Hold on, I hear a glimpse. Ah. Right.
Yeah, I think it's a good play for them to back off now. There's not the mana on the heroes they need. Just take what you've got, build on it, don't throw it away. The fact that they were able to claim the Aegis and also get a kill on the DK pretty much immediately after they lost the fight was really, really good for them, because they just managed to capitalize on the fact Ravage has the ginormous cooldown. And now there's no Aegis for the Ursa to play with, so he's back to feeling, you know, mediocre at best about his game.
Should be feeling pretty exposed. But okay, before we go a bit more into this, let's take a look at the net worth. It's a bit over 4,000. You can see the swing and the exact moment when they want that tiny engage. The XP also a bit around 4,000, and it looks like LFY actually will be going to the bottom lane. They want to take a tier 1. Ravage is off cooldown.
And this is when Newbee most likely just want to dodge. Oh no, they actually want to fight.
Do they?
The thing is that they don't really have like vision on anyone that isn't hitting the tower. So this is really, really risky for them.
They know.
And the Dax is also quite far away.
No Dax, the burst strike immediately into Afu. Well, you think about using a Ravage, he doesn't have the Mecha, he needs to pop the buckler. But a Static Storm zoning out the time hunter, he's gonna have to take the long way around. And they will find themselves 1 kill. So Faith, well, he'll be dying here, no surprise, but the Omniscience from the back line. Now the Ravage comes out, it only catches onto 2. But hold on, that Dragon Breath of Fire, and beautiful burst strike follow from Kaka. Catching the 2 heroes, as he's gonna keep on going, but he's blocked by all these creeps and illusions, he can't get anything. And Mugi, the healing ward, keeping him alive just nicely, but SC will be very glad for Super to actually take care of these illusions. Dogs here, well, you know, get a familiar stuns, landing 2 heroes, but okay, down goes Super to cut him down, cut the dragon, cut his wings, and now they're gonna go for the fish. They've had enough of the reptile meat, they will try actually not for the big angry bear, who's trying to right click onto KB, but Surge Rating, guiding him around very, very nicely. And Monet, this is the best time to steal some shifts of essence, and sweeps up. Alright, Kaka getting himself a kill. Well, Afu couldn't really save his teammate, and they won't shrine here.
He needs to bail. Like, he's getting
why
clipped.
did you stay? Why did you stay? You're so close to your mech. He's gonna try and hold on for 9 more seconds. Pop the buckler, pop anything. He needs to get it
Give
right
him
now.
all the stacks.
Oh no, he was 2 seconds away from the mech. And this should be the familiar's kill as well.
That was so well done by Newbee though. Like the single time the Tide would actually have got an impactful ult, he got silenced, and then they kited away, and I can't even
They
finish the
find
point.
themselves VDC. Thank you for the donation. Says Newbee.
Was that just him mismicroing? I guess it was.
Vacuum, they want to find Afu. They know that Afu is dead, but he's gonna roll out to safety.
Oh, they're now back in the hole, that's for sure. Losing those 2 towers, losing the fight, Ravage being on cooldown still. As you said, mech not being done. DK is still 500-ish away from his BKB, and the Ursa is even further. The game just looks like super grim for them. If it gets to the point where they can get around the pit again and take a similar fight they did to the time where they actually got the Aegis, they might have a chance.
Oh, let's see, he's found the Tide Hunter. Of course, with Kaka here, all this follow-up. It seems like 1,000 years before he will finally complete his mech. He was so close, but yet he was way too far. And now, he's gonna pay for that, because you can tell his team are not going to be too happy about that. Kaka looking to find someone, 1 target at least. Gonna see how the DDC gets the burst strike. Oh, not sure what you're doing there. Oh, misses the kick. Okay, so he's just gonna sandstorm away, get the new counter to him as well. KP with the Greaves. And then they just group up. Ravage is up, so if anything, they could just go for the last tier 2 top.
At least for DK, gets a trade.
Oh, DK gonna get a glimpse back. Not sure whether that was ideal. That could have been potentially a good fight. KP thinking about going to vacuum some people down. But they'll be in, and they will hit themselves to the top lane, push, and take the last outer tower standing for LFY.
I don't know if they should actually.
Invisibility.
Like, the Slack's gonna finish his BKB first before they do that, I imagine. And if they managed to scout it, DK finished his when he TP'd in for that fight. So I think the glimpse actually worked out really nicely, because if they commit on that hero, they probably stall out till the tide respawns, then he TP's in, they might be too deep to get out. So again, just Chinese discipline showing through. Or military discipline, I don't know.
Could be. I mean, they have a really good soldier on their side. SC has been proven to be quite a beast in terms of net worth. Like, I didn't expect the slog to catch up like this coming from the mid. I mean, I've had doubts, but so far he's been playing it extremely well. And the way Newbee's positioning in these fights every single time, like you said, we haven't seen a good Ravage from this Tide Hunter at all. Now that he finally has the mech, maybe if he can build his way to a Blink miraculously, that might help them out a bit more. But Newbee are not going to give him the chance. This is the smoke they were looking for. Immediately Bar Strike, silence, vacuum into the wall, 2 heroes caught out. Tide, where's the Ravage, man? Oh, I need to get him right now, but he doesn't want to use it until a slot. You know, Jug being caught out, he has another touch. Now the Ravage will come out. Oh, but nice double kill coming in from Mafu. Actually, on the 3, I was wrong. And now they're going to keep on going. Kinetic Fury is going to keep Monet over there. KP's just going to go down. There'll be 2 heroes down. And LFY somehow winning this fight. The Omnitrash is going to fire out. Can he kill DDC? S-Triple-C popping their BKB. He's going to try and get out of here. 4 heroes down on the side of Newbee. And LFY, somehow they won that fight. The Ravage wasn't spectacular, but they won it. Very nice.
Yeah, I think this ward helped them a lot. But it was mostly when Newbie smoked like that, they had a tiny bit of vision around the area, but LFY weren't really under it, and by the time they connect on the heroes, the fight gets pretty chaotic. The Disruptor was lagging a bit too far behind, hits no one with his spells.
I'll take that.
And we're not playing against VP, so it doesn't mean a hit player is actually in the game. He hit Jack's shit, which made a huge difference. And like the Slark was chasing after the Tide. That doesn't really accomplish anything because he's not killing the Tide. And then Jug just couldn't do any work. But it's one misplay from Newbee that LFY managed to capitalize on. But with Ravage being down for another minute, they have a window to play here if they want to be aggressive. Because what they gave up was, you know, a good chunk. But if they can manage to get it back now, it wouldn't be too big a deal. Just see how confident they feel. Because right now, the only ward they have on the map is by where they fought in the bottom lane. And vision's extremely important for these fights.
Now
Especially as DDC.
This could be very, very scary, but then again, they have a 45-second window where they do not have Ravage on the side of LFY. So Newbee, they're going to try and take this. They have the Medallion as well up on the Disruptor. So Newbee, can they take this? The Familiars are going to come in right now. Going to stall things up a tiny tad bit. Of course, here comes the Dragon, big and angry. They need to try and take this Roshan. I'm not sure how. Monat need to pop the Static Storm. The BKB is out, however. The thickest through the ages, actually, yes. Monat snatches it. And SC gonna try and rack it into this Dragon, but everyone's just so darn tanky. And of course, the Manta Dodge will not be there for Mugen. He's gonna go down the back into the wall. No wall. Okay, now the McIntyre is doing quite a lot of damage actually on the side of Newbee. They're gonna lose 2. And of course, that'll make it 3. And Stark, he's gonna just back out. Disruptor also running, but here comes Apu rolling up to the high ground. And he's gonna fight Faith. Did someone say have faith? Yeah, LFY like, okay, they'll take the faith. All of them they can get. And SC, he's gonna resort to just farming the top wave if he can, but he just missed it. So this way, this is an opening for LFY. They might even get at least some damage into the tier 3 tower.
Where's the Toby line when you need it? That was definitely disaster.
It was.
They just have no way to like deal with these BKBs, and then these 2 cores pop them, waddle in. Tide even waddles in without a Ravage, and they just didn't have a play right now. Like, the Ursa's not that tanky, but in conjunction with the BKB and the other 2 heroes being exceptionally tanky, it just feels like Newbee suddenly lacked damage. Like, the Slark itemized really
right now into the double Bar Strike, the rest of the Epicenter, and the Greaves will be there, Mech will be there from the Tide Hunter. For staffing away the Slark, but the Ravage will be there. SC, he cannot afford to die. He's gonna pop the Shadow Dance, and of course the Shrines to boot. Kaka is gonna think about going back in. Static Storm gonna be there, but where's the follow-up? Oh no, Tide all the way too far. Now the Omnitrash will finally kill Afu, but can he kill Tide Hunter as well? They need to. He's gonna actually sacrifice himself, but they've got their target, the Ice and a bigger target, and that'll be DDC. So at least they find themselves another end the gem. Big pickup.
And they're gonna get
Now
Tide as
you'll
well.
finally die. I was like, where did he go? He's not back at the base. But alright, so we get 3 kills, end the gem. but they lose the tier 3 tower. So the shrines are now open for LFY to take.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
If they didn't lose the gem, I'd say that's really good for LFY. But now that the gem is in Newbee's hands, I think it's a fairly even trade. Slack with a gem is just extremely annoying to play against. And you gave that to them, not for free because they lost their tier 3, but I don't think it's going to be too easy for them to take the shrines if Newbee are on the same side of the map. So the implications shouldn't matter that much. Unless Newbee do something silly and like get 5-man ravaged. I think they'll still be somewhat happy with where they are. Because they still have this huge gold lead, now they've got a gem on top of it. And they know there's no ravage for a while, so they can clean up this tier 2. And start building towards a way to actually deal with the BKBs, which is mostly just more damage.
Dire's top tower has fallen.
Which they get through levels and items.
So this game, a lot of back and forths. I mean, considering how the Ursa had a horrendous start, he should be commended for at least coming back up. And hold on, take that back, Kaka. What are you doing? You had a good start, but now he's just throwing it out the window. Trying to at least farm up one creep wave.
A bit ambitious, to say the least. It's only a Sand King kill though. If that was a core, it would be a lot different.
Do you think the Jug has enough damage? Like, I know Jug is a reliable pick, or consistent pick because he can sustain in lane by himself, whatnot, but like right now into an Ursa, a DK, and you have a Tide Hunter with Greaves on top of that, Mugi is lacking a lot of damage to at least deal with some of these tanky cores.
Yeah, that's for sure.
What are you doing, Kaka? Not again! You just came back to life! Kaka? Power Strike away. They even commit the Magnetize for this. They really want this kill. Now they're gonna roll in. Might be able to find a bit of a bait here, kicking him forward. Afu. Looking for a glimpse, maybe. Can he get a glimpse? They might think about it.
Yeah, they should find it. If he gets in range.
Looking for it. They can find a glimpse. Yep, they find a glimpse onto the Ursa. I think they'll actually hold it to Afu. But that's a much easier kill, and they will get it. So monster kills
If it was
for SC.
Ursa. Ursa, which is BKB, so getting the guaranteed kill. That was some next level shit though, like Kaka with the baits. I don't think he was intentionally baiting, he just kind of got lucky that the stuns didn't land.
Stock gonna be trying to build his way into that Basher, which we so used to seeing. Junk is actually going for a Maelstrom.
There's more damage.
Is it? I would have favored a Basher just because of what it does, but I mean, I guess this works too.
A gift from the tempest of battle.
I'm always puzzled with Jug item builds. I always feel like I need Blink, but in this situation, I think it's pretty clear they need like a damage item, and Maelstrom's the most cost efficient. Also helps your Mantle Illusions quite a bit with the attack speed, etc. So I don't know.
Someone argued that
There's
the
a lot of
Blink
ways
Dagger
you could
would be
have
used
gone.
for an Omni Slash, so I mean, at least it helps you isolate a target. But even the thing is, even with the level 3 Omni Slash, you look at LFY.
You can't kill them.
You can't. Yeah, exactly. They're too tanky. Look at the DK. He has a Crystallis, Bloodthorn on the way. He's fat.
The thing is, like, you don't care about Omni in these cores, because Ursa is going to enrage it, Tide's going to tank it, DK is going to tank it. So you want to Omni Slash the backline. You can't kill someone for Gravekeeper's Cloak as a Jug. Like, that's just not happening. He has a Solar Crest. If you get every single bounce on him, he might die to a level 3 Omni Slash. Maybe. If he doesn't, then he's overcommitting for a Visage kill and he's probably going to get turned on. And Spirit, I'm pretty sure if you use your Remnant roll, you're going to get away. Unless Omni Slash can block it. I'm not 100% sure on the interactions there. But the point is, he's not getting easy Omni Slash kills. Blink is only going to allow you to do that when you're playing from a significant lead and the opponents are squishy. So now he needs like this kind of hybrid item where this is going to help his farm speed, it's going to help them clear waves, and as the game goes on, there's also a lot of like uncontrollable damage in fights from LFY, so a Mjolnir is going to proc a lot. And then I imagine he gets like a Scatty or something afterwards just to tank up.
is under
I'll
attack.
take that.
Invisibility.
Yeah, at least that should be the decision making. I can't think of too many other reasons to go this way. And like, as the game goes on, this damage issue should get fixed just through like inherent levels. The support's getting items as well, like Faith's halfway to an Ags, which is going to be absolutely game changing. If you can stop these BKBs coming out, then your damage issues are gone.
Especially for heroes like the Sand King, he will have lesser hesitation when it comes to going for an epicenter, and it allows for great back combos as well to go into all this. So I like this coming out. I mean, like, so far KP, he's found great vacuums every time, but if you could combine that with the static storm, I think Newbee have the potential to wipe LFY. But unfortunately, they're dealing into a Titan who's so tanky, and he's going to get a Blink Dagger soon. If he's waiting at the back line, you'd be very worried about how that's gonna what's gonna happen.
And they scout the smoke. They saw it under the ward. This might be a really good engagement for Newbee.
Do they want to bait? I think they want to bait. They know what's going on.
They're under a ward though. This is like horrible idea.
Oh, they know about the ward. Super. On the run, looking for a kill. Won't find anything but crickets just singing to them. Nothing you can do. Well, Sand King, however, Kaka's just pushing this hero, man. He's like, guys, I'm so close to Ags. Wait for me.
No, he's just making LFY respond right now. The way he's doing this, it looks stupid, but it's pretty calculated. If he dies, it really doesn't matter. Because they've just spent 5 heroes off the map for an entire minute, and they're getting nothing. And look where 2 of their waves are. One wave is almost at the base top, past their river mid, and one's at their Tifri. So now they have all of this to make a move on Newbee. And you're going to show on the waves after you finish your smoke to go push them out. And you generally split up after something like that. So now Newbee can look to pick them apart. And they also just finished the Axe on Disruptor, so it's like perfect timing. They find these 2 heroes mid.
Oh, they find the Tidehunter immediately. They need to kill him off because of the Silver's Edge breaking that Kraken shell. They should be able to find the Tidehunter there. They're backing back into the wall. They want to kill them both off. And actually, yeah, the Tidehunter will go down just in the nick of time. Messi also might be able to kill Super. I think he will. The bash. Tidehunter now buys back. And now because the Magnetize trying to do whatever damage he can. The double bar strike coming up from Kaka. KP doesn't have a vacuum, not for a while.
He's stuck.
15 seconds. And all the glimpse back, baby. Oh, Super. Stuck over there.
Stuck.
Yep, let's say he's gonna kill a DK one more time. What is a Ravage? I don't even know. And Faith, the Bro Strike, Kaka saving his teammate. Monet stuck over there. There's nothing he can do. And caught between all these teammates. Oh dear, SC, hold on. Fighting at the shrine.
25 stats.
Now the Ravage comes out, but it's okay. Osa eats up that nice piece of salmon. He likes it big. And of course, here comes the Titan. He's gonna be chasing up the Mugi. Look at that target. They're going to be chasing after Sand King one more time. Kaka going for the 4-staff TP out, and they will not come for anymore. But Monet finds Faith, and this will be the opening of the Roshan.
It looked so good, and then it was oh so bad.
Oh, now they buy back. They want to contest this Roshan, but can they take it in the nick of time?
They should be able to.
So you never know. Yep, they do get into the vacuum, trying to get them out, but no, they do not. KP. And Afu, he's gonna sacrifice his life, but to him, that was hashtag worth it to the max. But Sand King, now they want to look for kills. They bought back, they have to make something happen. Does he blink forward? Yes, he gets the burst strike connection onto Tidehunter. Monet's waiting for him. They were trying to bait. Kaka's gonna scout around a bit more. He still has the 4-staff. He has everything. Sandstorm. Oh, they want to go here into the Tidehunter. Trying to bait them back. They have a Disruptor ultimate. They have a glimpse. They want to try and find out the glimpse back. They're going to find a big tasty Tidehunter. But of course, there we go. Oh, actually the vacuum pushes him back inside. Wow. Okay, so they're going to burn the Aegis.
He popped his BKB as well at the end. Have any.
Trying to find the end. He has to kill Monet. Actually to the DK. He's going to die to SC. I think all this action. The bash. The bash. Getting one more bash and the dart back. He's going to finish him off. And of course, they will kill Monet at the steps of that base. They have no buyback on these heroes.
That's 2 cores and no buyback.
Find DDC as well. I think in the whole run. Yes, they go down. And the Familiar is not able to do anything. It's just an Earthquake and no buyback. This game just turned again.
T-Rex. Probably 2, yeah.
They know there's no buyback.
Actually, yeah, I suppose the first isn't buyback, then...
You have to throw.
I don't think I'd thrown.
Alright,
The building damage is not that good.
oh, Ursa now goes buyback. It's just an Ursa and an Elspeth against the entirety of Newbee. This will be the second lane of Garax. Yes, you have Magnetize, you're going to need to pull out some amazing miracles here, but I'm not sure what you can do. 2 lanes of barracks down, Newbee have found a huge opening. Buybacks seems a bit weird, but hey, it's paying off for them. And Ravage is off cooldown by the time the Titan comes back into the scene. So now they can start banging into the shrines. Newbee taking this more safer approach. They will back out and try and take both shrines.
They also want to spend their money. Like they might have just bought back on 2 or 3 cores, but they also just got a ginormous chunk of money. And you don't want to fight with like 10k across your team in your bank. It's just not good for you.
SC's gotten very, very lucky with some of these bashes, you have to admit so, because every time Super's thinking about going back in, this fish just goes straight to the back line. And he's like, bash, bash, bash.
He's pretty annoying.
He is. And alright, ladies and gentlemen, we have ourselves one heck of a game. And if anything, LFY, how do you see them coming back into this?
Tide and Ursa getting blinks is going to be the first step, I assume. Ursa just finished his, Tide is on the way. If necessary, you can like sell the Quelling Blade and the Wand, get it a bit quicker. And if they can get some kind of surprise with the Ravage, that's probably their best bet. But it doesn't look like they're willing to do that. Because he just stopped farming, and unfortunately he TP'd under a ward. So Newbee are going to have a really good idea of what's up. Even if they smoke back here, it's extremely obvious to the opposing team what's going to happen. And their mid lane's also pushing in, so I think they wanted to smoke, but they decided it's a really bad call. Because if this waves in your base, then it's just like telltale sign.
And actually, I think there was a time, yeah, that's why you saw Newbee. They were just turtling right at the tier 3 tower in the mid lane, because the lanes were pushed in and LFY were nowhere to be seen until they saw the Ursa along that shrine near the Roshan pit area, and that's where they were like, okay, now we can leave the base. So I like how they understand that one mistake can easily cost them the game right now. Don't forget they did lose the melee barracks in the top lane. So now
and they have no buybacks.
Newbee want to take another shrine. At the same time, they just want to make sure they can secure vision around the Roche pit or whatnot, and just starve out LFY a bit more.
Yeah, they just need to wait for the opening. Like right now, it's incredibly easy for them to read what's happening on the map. They just get so much information from the creeps. And they have a lineup that can abuse the information really easily. And all it really comes down to now is them waiting out a Roshan fight, I believe. Because I think that's the only thing that's going to make LFY come out of their base. Though they are smoking to try and find a fight now, maybe just hoping to catch them off, or saying we need a good fight, we're not going to win one around the Roshan pit.
You said
where
you
they're
wanted
prepared.
a surprise factor, right? This could be it, but it doesn't seem like it. Newbee are actually backing out just nicely.
Look where the waves are. This is so obvious now.
It is, but of course they're gonna go out for the smoke is broken, immediately going right into SC. But the Shadow Dance, now they pop the Ravage, they really want to kill the slot. Can they save the Static Storm is gonna be there, looking for the backup, catching everybody! And LFY will be tying into this big Static Storm ultimate, and now Newbee wiping the floor with the bodies of LFY. What a vacuum into Static Storm combo coming out. That was what we were looking for.
It was handed to them on a silver platter though, let's be realistic. That was Desperation Smoke 101. And they found the worst hero they could have. The guy's got quick fingers, he pops his stuff, and he actually chains it in a way that baits them into taking an even worse fight. And I think the story of this game, or this series, is pretty much just... Second game was all based on laning stage momentum. Third game, similar thing. Both teams had like comebacks in the games they lost, but it was mostly decided by like who was dictating the pace of the game from the lanes.
Also,
and when you have a Tide Hunter who, and like this Ursa who are put in lanes and they lose, which is not situations the heroes are normally gonna have happen to them, they just showed as like really weak heroes. And I don't think it was necessarily even down to the play. Like Newbee just abused the windows where those heroes were weak.
But still, this was one heck of a series PQ. I mean, just look at it. Slark mid, I guess pubs are going to be a bit funky for a while. Let's see whether it picks up. But still, I mean,
And that's not that funky for pubs.
it's still kind of weird.
It's not an anti-mage mid.
I mean, thank God
That's
that
the
didn't
real
become,
cancer.
if that became a real thing, I mean, I wouldn't mind, to be honest. I kind of like it. I admit, I considered it, but then I was like, my teammates will probably like report me straight to low priority. But still,
Anything can work, man. Do what your heart desires. Screw
Mhm.
your teammates.
okay. So look at this. We can see Faith. Great game from him. This game, if anything, if you had to give an MVP to anyone, who would it be?
That's not easy.
I mean, I'm still going for Faith or KP, either one of these two, because let's face it, Faith, that Aghanims on the Disruptor really messed up LFY. Like, you saw that final fight, it looked like they actually got the jump into SC. They were so desperate, but in comes a vac into the Static Storm, no BKBs coming out. They just got wrecked, completely wrecked.
I mean, it wasn't just his static storms as well. It was like the decisions in the lane to level up the Q to get more damage, to deal with the tri-lane. His glimpses were on point. He had one bad kinetic field static storm the entire game. And then there was also the Sand King, who made a lot of space. Admittedly, he died a few times, but you have to find your limits at some point, and LFY tested them. But he made a lot of space. His stuns were good throughout almost all the fights. A lot of Sand King players suffer from the whole, do I epi or do I just stun and then go out the fight in epi? And I think he found a really good balance. So I don't know. It could be either of the support players, honestly. But the team played well as a whole.
Indeed, like Newbee, I actually thought they were about to lose to LFY until that the buybacks came out. They forced the issue. It really
Whoever
paid off
made
for
that
them.
call was game winning.
That's
That's the
risky.
MVP.
That was a risky call, but still, it really paid off for them. And of course, we can see KP happy face. We compare on the screen. You guys will see on the stream KP and Tide. Well, I guess that's why PQ, you were right saying that the Tide, no one really wants anything to do with this Leviathan right now. This patch, 110 and 14. He redeemed himself a bit, but it was not nearly enough. By then, the damage was already done. So
it's not his fault. Like that hero, man. It's bad.
it is. I mean, now it is. Maybe maybe he gets a bit of a skill change as well, like DP and Treant. Maybe next time he gets a bash
maybe
of Kraken Shell.
Kraken becomes Anchor Smash and he becomes the tankiest motherfucker in the world and he gets picked every game.
Dude, imagine Kraken Shell, like after the damage, once you reach the damage gate, it becomes a mini stun. Holy shit, that'll be like.
Or have you ever played Horn?
No, but tell me about it.
Okay, there's a hero that was kind of like Tide, though he wasn't really Tide, and he had a charge basically, like Skewer. Something like that might make the hero he just needs like, it doesn't even need to be a Ravage change or a change to his spells to like cooldown numbers. He just needs like a use outside of his ultimate. Enigma, same cooldown ultimate, even longer actually, but the hero has a lot more utility throughout the game. If Tide is put in a lane where he actually gets bullied, gets very little out of it, and kind of what happens this game, it just doesn't do anything. And it feels really bad.
It does. But alright guys, I mean we are done for today, and that was actually we had some really good Dota today. So I mean, any shoutouts PQ before we end?
Thank you for having me on. Shout out to BTS and then everyone who makes it possible.
Indeed. And don't forget guys, we'll be back tomorrow 12 p.m. sharp with some more perfect world Dota of the Summit 7 Chinese qualifiers. My name is Hades, this is PQMZ. Of course, if you enjoyed the cast, you have any feedback for us, do follow us on social media, give some love for us there, give a nice click on the follow button and share it to your friends. So of course, that'll be all. Thank you all for tuning in, and of course the ads come, otherwise we cast this, we'll be starving. So have a few ads and have a good night everybody.